guten Abend. Herzlich willkommen bei der Show zur Verleihung des ersten Heinz-Oberhummer Awards aus dem Wiener Stadtsaal. Mein Name ist Martin Puntigam, ich werde den heutigen Abend moderieren, gemeinsam mit Dr. Elisabeth Oberzaucher, Verhaltensbiologin und seit einem Jahr im Ensemble der Science Busters. Es wird ein Abend sein im Andenken an Heinz Oberhummer mit Musik. James Randi ist der erste Preisträger des Heinz Oberhummer Awards. Er ist extra angereist aus den USA, wo ja in letzter Zeit nicht nur so bezaubernde Persönlichkeiten im Fokus der Öffentlichkeit stehen wie bei uns heute Abend. Über Wissenschaft zu reden, über das faszinierende, geheimnisvolle Universum, dabei die Stimme überschlagen zu lassen und, wenn es notwendig ist, mehrfach dafür in die Luft zu springen. Dafür hat Heinz Oberhummer praktisch alles liegen und stehen lassen. Mir ist es in den letzten Monaten gelungen, einen Preis gemeinsam mit den Science Busters zu initiieren, wo alle Institutionen, in denen Heinz Oberhummer in den letzten Jahrzehnten als Wissenschaftler und Wissensvermittler maßgeblich gewirkt hat, beteiligt sind. An der Universität Graz, wo er in Physik ausgebildet worden ist. An der Technischen Universität Wien hat Heinz Oberhummer jahrzehntelang geforscht und gelehrt. In der Stadt Wien hat er seine Tätigkeit als Wissensvermittler begonnen in der Öffentlichkeit und nicht zuletzt als wissenschaftlicher Popstar im Radio bei FM4, in hunderten Kolumnen und bei über 50 Fernsehsendungen auf ORF 1. Er ist auf der Straße angesprochen worden von jung und alt. Es gibt ein Lied von Kinky Friedman, They ain't making Jews like Jesus anymore. Und so ähnlich ist es auch für Heinz Oberhummer. Solche wie Heinz Oberhummer werden nur sehr selten hergestellt. Und entsprechend haben wir den Preis versucht zu formen, dass er ihm gerecht wird. Er ist mit 20.000 € dotiert und als Trophäe gibt es ein Glas Alpaka-Kot. Die Alpakas waren die Tiere, die er auf seinem Bauernhof gezüchtet hat, und er hat leidenschaftlich gern davon erzählt, dass er immer ein Glas mit Alpaka-Bämmerln mit hat. Er hat es auch sehr gern frisch geerntet und ohne lang zu fragen auch riechen lassen. Begrüßen Sie jetzt mit mir, neben mir auf der Bühne, Dr. Elisabeth Oberzaucher, Verhaltensbiologin. Sie teilen mit Heinz Oberhummer auch die Leidenschaft für Wissenschaft und vor allem Wissensvermittlung.
Eigentlich fängt es schon mit der Kindheit an, die wir beide in den Bergen verbracht haben, am Land verbracht haben. Da lernt man dann mit dem Winter umzugehen, redet sich ein, dass man ihn sogar mag. Natürlich auch diese Tatsache, dass wir beide eigentlich die einzigen Wissenschaftler in der Familie sind.
Sie waren auch die einzige Wissenschaftlerin in Ihrer Familie? Ja, herzlichen Glückwunsch. Bei Heinz Oberhummer war es ja so, seine Mutter hat ihm noch, da war er schon Professor an der TU, gesagt, aus allen ihren Kindern sei was geworden, außer aus ihm. War es bei Ihnen auch so?
Naja, nicht ganz so schlimm. Aber es ist natürlich so, dass Wissenschaft sehr arbeitsaufwendig ist. Man verdient jetzt auch nicht wahnsinnig viel. Und das ist schon etwas, was dann ein bisschen seltsam wirkt auf manche Leute, die keine Wissenschaftler sind. Weil wir tun das deswegen, weil es so wahnsinnig belohnend ist. Anders. Nicht durch Geld, sondern dadurch, dass wir eben neue Erkenntnisse gewinnen, Sachen herausfinden, die noch niemand vor uns gemacht hat.
Ja, aber das gilt im Wesentlichen für jeden Serienmörder auch.
Naja. Also in der Wissenschaft ist das schon ein bisschen konstruktiver ausgerichtet und eigentlich ist unser Ziel ja, dass wir auf lange Sicht dazu beitragen, dass die Welt ein bisschen besser für uns alle wird. Und das ist eigentlich das, was auch den Heinz Oberhummer angetrieben hat und seine Leidenschaft, seine Neugier. So wie geteiltes Leid halbes Leid ist es auch tatsächlich so, wenn man Wissen weitergeben kann, dann verdoppelt sich die Freude an diesem Wissen mindestens. Also ich würde sogar sagen, um ein Vielfaches vermehrt sich's.
Kann man sagen, dass er die Wissenskommunikation in Österreich begründet hat damit?
Er war eigentlich der Erste, der versucht hat, wirklich wissenschaftliche Erkenntnisse so zu übersetzen, dass sie jeder versteht, dass jeder etwas damit anfangen kann. Und das hat er auf eine fantastische Art und Weise gemacht, glaube ich auch deswegen, weil er alles eingesetzt hat, was ihm zur Verfügung gestanden ist und manchmal sogar versucht hat, physikalische Gesetze zu verletzen, also gegen die Schwerkraft zu arbeiten.
Ohne Rücksicht auf Leib und Leben und manchmal sogar ohne Rücksicht auf den eigenen Anzug.
Durchschlag, 4 O'clock, rock. 4 O'clock, 5 O'clock, 6 O'clock, rock. 7 O'clock, 8 O'clock, 9 O'clock, rock. We gonna rock around the clock tonight.
eine Schutzbrille und Schutzhandschuhe.
Schutzhandschuhe für Sie, Arbeitshandschuhe sagen andere.
Einmal, dann das zweite.
Die nächste Sonderprüfung für einen Theoretiker ist ein Fingerhandschuh, kein Fäustling.
Nein, wenn man sich schnell bewegt, dann vergeht die Zeit langsamer.
Ja, das kommt dann vielleicht nur so vor.
Nein, das ist tatsächlich so. Das hat herausgefunden der große Ingenieur unseres Universums, der Experte schlechthin, Albert Einstein. Der hat erkannt, dass in unserem Universum Zeit und Raum zusammenhängen.
Das war die Grundlage, dass man irgendwann einmal in der Zeit reisen kann?
Albert Einstein hat das erste Mal diese Relativitätstheorie aufgestellt. Kurt Gödel, das ist der links neben den, der. Nicht
gut,
der.
Gut, dass Sie es dazu sagen, danke. Ja.
Ja. Und erst dieser Wachsdampf, der brennt da so schön. Drinnen hat es 1000 Grad da.
Fängt genau hin?
Ja.
Das heißt, es brennen erst die Dämpfe, auch bei Holz zum Beispiel?
Ja, die festen Stoffe, da kommt zu wenig Sauerstoff dazu, die können nicht brennen. Es muss erst gasförmig werden, dann kommt der Sauerstoff dazu und dann brennt's. Ups, Entschuldigung.
Erstaunlich, brennt noch immer?
Ja. Aber das war noch gar nicht das Experiment.
No, das war's noch.
Wie durch Geisterhand wieder entzünden. Die, glaube ich, die blase ich aus, ja? Die blase ich aus. So, die blase ich aus und dann...
Fängst noch mal hin, wo sie ausblasen. Nein.
Auf Anhieb, haben Sie es gesehen, Herr Bundigan? Ja! Und genau so etwas ist auch auf Rosetta. Die misst diese Magnetfelder dort, da sind einmal Drähte, die leiten die Daten zum Computer. So, da drin ist ein Computer nämlich im Rosetta.
Ja, in der Sonde, ja.
Kann man schon verstehen, oder?
Ja, kann man verstehen.
Gut. Wie misst man Magnetfelder? Die Änderung von Magnetfeldern, Magnetfeldstärke. Da drin sind 3 Kupferspulen und ein sich veränderndes Magnetfeld bewirkt, dass ein Strom in diesen Kupferspulen fließt. Fängt der Strom zu fließen an, wenn das Magnetfeld dort ist. Und zwar braucht man 3 Kupferspulen für jede Raumrichtung rein. So, und na so. 3 Raumrichtungen.
In der Wissenschaft hat Heinz Oberhummer ja auf die Hypothese eines Schöpfers verzichtet, weil er gesagt hat, wenn man einen Gott annimmt als jemand, der das Universum geschaffen hat, ist eine sinnlose Hypothese in der Wissenschaft, wenn man einen annimmt, der immer herumschrauben und herumdoktern muss, dass es passt. Und er hat vor allem auch als Staatsbürger für einen laizistischen Staat gefochten und einer, der an seiner Seite gefochten hat, den darf ich jetzt auf die Bühne bitten.
Begrüßen Sie mit uns Nico Alm.
Sehr geehrte Damen und Herren, Gott hat Heinz mit der Schule hinter sich gelassen. Die Zeit nach der Matura beschrieb er sinngemäß als eine, in der er entdeckt hat, dass die Welt für ihn viel größer und spannender und schöner und freundlicher ist, wenn er auf einen Gott verzichtet. Noch dazu, wenn Gott einer ist, der gerne straft. Der Weg vom Ungläubigen zum Agnostiker, zum Atheisten aus Überzeugung, der ist oft lang. Und in der Öffentlichkeit damit zu landen, das ist Heinz Oberhummer erst in den letzten Jahren gelungen. Die Bevorzugung von Religion gegenüber anderen Weltanschauungen hat mich veranlasst, 2009 die Laizismus-Initiative zu gründen, zur Trennung von Staat und Religion. Und Heinz Oberhummer war einer der Ersten, der diese Laizismus-Initiative unterschrieben hat. Ich habe ihn dann bei einer Vorstellung der Science Busters persönlich kennengelernt und Heinz hat mich dann immer sehr unterstützt. Wir haben die Giordano Bruno Stiftung nach Österreich geholt. Wir haben den Zentralrat der Konfessionsfreien gegründet, bei dem Heinz auch gleich den ersten Vorsitz übernommen hat. Heinz hat die Freidenker unterstützt und vieles mehr. Und er war auch bei schwierigen Themen immer zur Sache, wie zum Beispiel, wenn es um religiöse Beschneidung von minderjährigen Kindern geht. Schlussendlich hat auch das Volksbegehren gegen Kirchenprivilegien mitinitiiert und unterstützt. Heinz war unbestreitbar die Leitfigur des politisch aktiven Strebens nach Laizität. Er fehlt uns persönlich, aber er fehlt uns auch in Österreich als Österreichs Laizist Nummer 1 und als Österreichs Atheist Nummer 1. Und was Heinz Oberhummer für Österreich war, ist James Randi international. James Randi ist der King of Debunking. Er hat Jahrzehnte der Aufdeckung von Scharlatanen gewidmet, die Menschen mit Lügen das Geld aus der Tasche ziehen. James Randi sagt, "It's okay to lie if you teach people a lesson." Das ist der Unterschied zwischen der Deception to conceal und der Deception to reveal. Und James Randi hat auch einen interessanten Unterschied zwischen esoterischen Hochstaplern und Religion herausgearbeitet. Erstere müssen sich ihr zahlungswilliges Publikum erst durch Täuschen und Lügen erarbeiten. Da hat es Religion leichter. Hier wird die gläubige Zielgruppe fix und fertig geliefert und die Hochstapler brauchen einfach nur zuschlagen. Sie müssen nur noch bearbeiten. The Amazing Randi ist der erste Preisträger des Heinz Oberhummer Awards für Wissenschaftskommunikation. Und dieser Umstand erinnert mich an die Penrose-Treppe. Wäre Heinz Oberhummers Tod nicht der traurige Anlass für den Preis, hätte sich vermutlich niemand so über James Randi als ersten Preisträger des Heinz Oberhummer Preises gefreut wie er selbst. Und er wäre vermutlich 1 bis 7 Mal in die Luft gesprungen.
Der Abend steuert ungebremst auf seinen Höhepunkt zu. Bevor wir James Randi aber auf die Bühne bitten, wollen wir einen Blick auf sein Leben werfen. Von James Hamilton Zwinge über The Great Randall bis hin zum Amazing Randy und danach noch Skeptiker vom Dienst, der nicht nur solchen wie Uri Geller den Spaß am Löffel verbiegen verdorben hat.
See, I've always had my battle with the psychics, the so-called, and I use that word in quotations all the time, remember that. People who are stealing money from the public, cheating them and misinforming them. That's the kind of thing that I've been fighting all my life. Magicians are the most honest people in the world. They tell you they're going to fool you, and then they do it.
James Randi is the author of The Faith Healers, and he's best known as an investigator of psychic and miraculous claims. Would you welcome, please, the amazing Randy?
Here he is, the Amazing Randy.
Would you tell us who you are?
The Amazing Randy. Ta-da!
I was born at a very early age in a log cabin to help my father build. By the time I was 7, I was 11. I grew up very fast. I am a magician. I always have been a magician.
A conjurer, prestidigitator, legerdemainus, liar, cheat, charlatan, and fake.
You're a master magician. Some people have said that you're about the greatest escape artist since Houdini.
A good magician needs to be a little bit of a con man, I think. He needs to be sort of a criminal type, but not have enough guts to actually rob banks.
The clock is still going. He has established a world's record.
In some cases, 200 feet of rope wrapped up on a chair on stage. You just hope that the theater doesn't catch fire because they're likely to leave you behind to fry. But it's when some of the things like hanging over Niagara Falls in a straitjacket at 20 below zero, that gets your attention.
'73 with $1 Billion Babies, we said this whole album is about extravagance. So take it to the next level. Let's use illusion. If you're going to get your head cut off, it can be scary and funny at the same time, but it's got to be professional. So you go to the best guy, and Amazing Randy was the best guy.
I had never heard of Alice Cooper. I assumed it was a woman. You see, silly me. This is show business. This is showmanship. That's one respect in which I based a good deal of my efforts on what Houdini had done. He had done it by trial and error, and I benefited from his example.
Tonight on this stage, you are going to meet a man who claims he can move physical objects using only the powers of his mind. Now, You have been touring our country debunking psychics, haven't you?
I have indeed. And I think that the solution is rather simple. Now, what I have here is particles of a white plastic, which will rather conclusively show that Mr. Heydrich is merely blowing on both the page and on the pencil.
James, ready?
I just ingested 6.5 days worth of homeopathic sleeping pills. Why don't they affect me?
I've been reading a lot of research on him from the Stanford Research Institute and from the science section of the New York Times. A lot of publicity on this gentleman whose name is Uri, U-R-I, Uri Geller. Would you welcome, please, Uri Geller.
Johnny Carson was the man. Everybody watched that program on NBC. And since I had been on the program many, many times, they asked if I could come into California to appear on the show that night. And I said, boy, this is rather short notice, but I will talk to your prop man. And I'll tell the prop man how he can prepare the props in such a way that if it's real, Geller can do it. But if it's a fake, Geller won't be able to do it.
Are you feeling in the mood yet?
Yeah.
Huh?
Oh.
More questions?
All right, let's...
What's the capital of South Dakota? No, I don't mean to press you.
Okay, let me see.
I said, okay. What I would like you to do with the little aluminum film cans, I would like you to coat them on the bottom with rubber cement. Don't glue them down to the tray, just coat the bottoms and let them dry. When they're put on the tray, they won't skid then. I said, because the way he does the film can thing is he rotates the tray and he sees which ones move differently.
We'll start eliminating the ones that do not have the water.
Without touching them.
He is really suspicious, you know.
Yes.
I'm having a hard time with you.
I don't mean to be, right? I really don't.
Just keep looking. Okay, let me rest a little, all right?
All right.
They actually shut down the set for 20 minutes or so while he hummed and hawed and wondered how he was going to do something. Then they came back to the live audience after a big, long commercial break.
Sergeant, we are back. Your Uri was telling me you don't feel, what, strong tonight?
I don't
Is that
feel strong.
Geller had to give the whole thing up. It was a real failure for him, definite failure, because Carson's people had followed the instructions that I gave them.
Don't be disappointed. I'm not.
Okay.
We thought he didn't have a future, and we were very wrong.
You've got cancer of the stomach? Are you ready for God to burn that cancer out?
A man like Reverend Peter Popoff was a very dangerous man. In my estimation, he was a real scoundrel because he was taking people's faith in their religion. He was taking away their security. In many cases, he was harming them physically because he was convincing them that they didn't have to go to doctors anymore, that Jesus had healed them.
Turns out that God's frequency, I didn't know he used radio, is 39.170 megahertz, and God is a woman, obviously, and sounds exactly like Popoff's wife, Elizabeth.
Has he seen this tape, though?
No, he does not know about this until this very moment.
Hello, Petey. Can you hear me? If you can't, you're in trouble.
In the name of Jesus.
Jody Dean. Jody Dean.
Is it Jody? Jody? Dean? Jody Dean?
No, she should be right there on your right side.
Here it comes.
Okay, she lives at 4267 Masterson.
4267 Masterson. I can see the angels of God all around your house. Rosa?
Camille.
Is it Camille? God's gonna burn that thing out right now.
The so-called psychics and the other charlatans are making money at our expense, and we have to bear some of the blame for it. So let's get to work and do something about it. The $1 billion challenge is real, ladies and gentlemen. Why is there not a lineup outside this organization right now on the street? Why isn't Uri Geller here?
The amount that he travels and the amount of people that he engages with.
You got it?
He has genuinely changed thousands and thousands of people's lives by opening their eyes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the amazing, the only, James Randi.
I will tell you in advance that I'm going to try to fool you. I'll lie to you, but very gently. You see, not black lies, just little gray lies. And maybe some pink ones too, I don't know. But I don't want to offend you in any way, but I will try to deceive you. Now, I told you I would perform some tricks on you. I've already done that. You see, this is not a microphone. My microphone is right here. This is a beard trimmer, you see, so I won't really need to use that, I don't think. Not only that, I must admit that I can't see you either. These are not my glasses. These are just empty frames. These are my real glasses, I confess to you. I have to use simple means so you can see that you can be fooled. It's easy to deceive people if you do it very subtly, and that's what magicians, conjurers is a better word, are all about. I've been a naturalized citizen of the USA since 1987, but I received my education, my initial education, in Canada, my homeland. Our German teacher was a little lady about so big like this, and her name was Miss Coyle, and she labored to instruct me in the German language, but with very little success. Those who don't know anything have to believe in everything. If this audience agrees with that statement, I am indeed among friends today. I will tell you also that some years ago I encouraged my excellent friend Amadeus Sarma to establish what is now known as GWAP, or Gesellschaft zur Wissenschaftlichen Untersuchung von Parawissenschaften. Now, I know that in Germany at Wuppertal Elberfeld, I'm sure you're familiar with it, at the Thalia Theater, I was known as der Mann, den kein Gefängnis halten kann. Really? The man who no prison can hold. Yes, I was an Entfesselungskünstler. Perhaps I would like to show these people one of those demonstrations. Would you like to see one? I would like to have two gentlemen to join me on the stage, two big, strong gentlemen. You've got to, there you are. You don't have to hold up your hand, just come right up. That's one. There's got to be one gentleman that's going to be brave, and you're not a gentleman. I can tell the difference, even at my age. I can tell the difference. No, I need someone that has lots of, there's a man with lots of muscles. How do you do, sir? How do you do? There's a thing. You don't have to hold up your hand. Come in and see us. Now, I'm going to ask these two gentlemen to assist me doing a trick, a demonstration, that I started doing when I was a teenager, and I've been doing it ever since. I don't learn many new tricks, as you can see. How do you do, sir? How do you do? And what is your name? Bakat. Would you stand over here, please, sir? Your name? Roland. Roland, okay. I like that name, yes. I wonder if either one of you gentlemen would have a piece of rope about that long. No? Oh, well, by a fortunate and very contrived coincidence, I do happen to have a piece embedded in my chest, right here. And I just lost my microphone. There we go. I'll put it right back and try to get dressed again in front of you. I'm sorry about this. I try to be a gentleman if I can. This is a piece of plain white rope. Hold on to that end. That is now your end. This end is your end, sir. Now put both hands on it. Both hands. Come on. That's it. All right. Now pull on it very strongly. Oh, the pressure. No weaknesses in it? It's not stretchy or anything like that?
Well, I don't think so.
He's not too sure. Well, all right, I'm going to ask you, sir, would you hold on to your end? That's this one right here. Hold on to that one, yes, and you hold on to that one. And pull on it very tightly. Very tightly. I'll turn around. Oh, the pain. That's just acting. Don't worry about it. Now tie another knot on top of the other hand, if you please. Don't fight over it now. All right. Pull very tightly, that's it.
One knot, double knot?
Yeah, one more knot, please.
One more knot. Right.
Yes, if you have room. Okay, that's good. All right, pull on it, that's it. You can let go now, thank you. All right, let go. Okay.
Can we let go?
Yes. All right. Put one more knot on there, if you would be so kind, sir. Yes, I think you could tie one more knot. You have enough rope there. Oh, the pain. All right. Good and tight now? All right. Now, we have musical instruments over here, and we have... Well, you just stand back a little bit. Come on. Give them a round of applause. Thank you. Now, there was a young lady who came into the theater a few hours ago, and I asked her around. I said, do you think there's a young lady there who would understand English and would be kind enough to come over and have a little conference with me? Where is that young lady? There you are. Oh, no, you stay right where you are. You can stay, yes, because we can see you very well. You have all the bling on the front there. Just stand up. There you go. Okay. It's Cindy, is it not? Ladies and gentlemen, Cindy. Now, let me tell you, and Cindy will acknowledge this, I think I had never met her before, and she assured me she spoke English very well, which is true. And there's a big table outside. You've seen it when you came into the theater, I'm sure, with all kinds of brochures and advertising books and things like that on it. And there was one, do you remember the name of the booklet?
It was a program.
A program of some kind, but it had all kinds of advertisements and
different
articles.
events, theater.
It was in German, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
And I said to Cindy, I said, please sit on the other side of the room. And I turned my back. And I said, Cindy, I want you to just open up any page at all. You chose the page yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Just opened up the book. And I wasn't looking. I had my back turned. And I simply said, run your finger around, but close your eyes and stop any place. She stopped. And I said, choose a word at the end of your finger, just a random word. Now, there's a book this thick. It had hundreds of pages. That's tens of thousands of words in it. So she could have stopped at any word at all. I just told her, don't stop at the word und or something like that, you know, or der or die. These are very common words in the language, and it was in German. And you chose a word, did you, Cindy?
Correct.
Very good. And I asked you to remember that word, and you did remember it, I hope.
Yes, I do.
Okay, very good. And then I asked you if you'd be so kind, and I had my back turned to you all the time on the other side of the room. I said, tear that page out and fold it up and put it in your purse. And I turned around in time to see her take out from her purse another purse, a small white one, and she put it inside the white one and clicked it up. She put it inside her big purse and snapped that one up. And I said, well, I certainly don't know what it is, but Cindy, This young lady here is the only one, not only in this country, but in the world, who knows what that word was that she selected by running her finger to it. Is that correct, Cindy?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, you haven't told me, and you've told nobody else.
No.
And you still have that page in your purse. Oh, okay. I don't want to look. Now, I'm going to step to the board over here. Oh, tell me one thing, Cindy. Was it a long word? Because I don't know where to start here, you see.
It wasn't short.
It was what? How many letters in it?
8.
8? All right. Okay. Remember, you didn't tell me. No one in the world should know what this is. It's funny, I'm getting a punctuation mark, too. Was the word, did it have a punctuation mark on it? Or anything like that?
No, not really.
Oh, all right. But you have it there so we can...
Oh, 1, excuse me, 1. Maybe it's 1 letter.
Okay. All right, let me just see what I can come up with here. No, that's not right. Wait a minute. Maybe. Now, don't tell me if I'm right or wrong. Now, this... Oh. Now, this is funny. This looks like a bracket to me, but I don't think it is. Well, this is not making very much of a word. That's very strange. I can't see any word there. I made a great error. Would you tell the audience, please, what was the word that you chose out of the book?
In English or in German?
Sorry?
In English or in German?
In German.
Publikum.
Publikum.
Audience.
Oh, this has happened before, and I apologize. It's happened again. Cindy, thank you for your efforts, but I got the word upside down. This is what we magicians call mentalism, because it appears to be done only with the mind. Now, Cindy didn't cooperate with me in any way at all. I told the absolute truth, right? The total truth. Oh, wait a minute. Do you have that piece of paper with you? Of course. Look in it. Because I thought I got a punctuation, a question mark. There is a question mark there? After the word publicum. Ah, an additional miracle, ladies and gentlemen. I will tell you as an aside that when I do these lectures and performances in public now, I'm 88 years of age, you know, so I'm slowing down a little bit. That's why I missed the question mark at first. But I do some very small tricks sometimes, and they sometimes the very best ones. I will tell you a story about Lawrence Livermore Laboratories in the United States. You may know the name, I don't know, but it's a very famous laboratory. I've lectured there many times over the last few years. And I think that if you go into Lawrence Livermore Laboratories, you pick up a rock, and you throw it in any direction, you will hit a physicist. I'm sure of it. It's full of PhDs in physics. They're very, very prominent all over the place. And since I lectured there several times, when I got a call a couple of years ago from my assistant in the office, and he said, Lawrence Livermore Labs is on the phone. I said, fine, I'll take it. I picked up the phone. I said, this is James Randi, the gentleman on the other end of the line, who I didn't know. He told me his name, and I won't repeat his name because this might embarrass him in some way. He was Dr. somebody. And he said, James Randi, I believe that you have lost the $1 million prize. Well, I was terrified, of course. Yeah, sure. Not very terrified, believe me. And Andrew, my assistant, just gave me a thumbs up like this. And I heard this gentleman from Lawrence Livermore Laboratories say that he had a gentleman from Israel who had visited the lab and had done a demonstration for them that really flabbergasted them. It astonished them. They said, I think that this man really has psychic powers and that you've lost $1 million. Well, I said, do you have a fax machine there? He said, yes. And he said, why? I said, because I'd like you to watch the fax machine. All right, I'm going to send you a message. And I just signaled to Andrew to go into the next room, and I just whispered to him, Martin Gardner's book. Now, you may not know the name Martin Gardner, but he was a famous, good friend of mine, very good friend of mine, and a good science writer. He wrote science books for children as well as adults. And Andrew went to the library. He knew the book I was talking about, took it off the shelf, and he looked through the index. And while he was doing that, I said, you really believe this man has psychic powers? Oh, yes. The demonstration was absolutely astonished. I said, what was it? What did he actually do in the demonstration? He said, well, he took a little box of matches, a little box like this. He put it on the back of his hand, and he simply gestured with his hand, and the box stood up. So I signaled to Andrew, matchbox standing up. Okay, and I said, he repeated it several times, as many times as we wanted to, and I think that you've lost $1 million, Mr. Randi. Well, I don't know how the trick was done. I must admit to you, I don't know how it was done. But this was on that page in Martin Gardner's book. So I signaled to Andrew and put it in the fax machine and sent it off to the man in Lawrence Livermore. He said, oh, the fax machine has started to turn out something now. I said, read that, if you would. And he said, the floating matchbox trick. And he read that to me. I said, yes, read that, please. He said, obtain a small box of matches. I said, hello? Oh, I'm here, I'm reading. And now it will rise on the back of your... Click. Now, that was the last time that I've heard from Lawrence Livermore Laboratories. Unfortunately, I've not been asked back there to speak to them again. But it's a simple, simple trick. You leave the box open a little bit like that at the bottom, and you place it on your hand. Now, at my age, I have lots of loose skin on the back of my hand, you see. And you simply strain the hand like that, it stands up, and then it goes back down again. Oh, a miracle, a miracle. And it will flop up and down for days and days if you want to stay there long enough. That is how the trick is done, ladies and gentlemen.
it's time for the award. You get a certificate which says...
Awarded for achievements in the marriage of science communication, enlightenment and entertainment in the whole universe without having to fall back on the shaky hypothesis of God. And as a motivator to keep going.
Prize comes the cash, 20,000 euros. We don't have any cash. We will send it on your account. Where do we want it? United States, Switzerland, Cayman Islands?
We'll talk afterwards.
Okay. And the main prize, the trophy, is the glass of alpaca droppings.
Oh, yes. This is distinctive now. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get through customs. If they ask me what it is... If they ask me what it is, I'm going to have to lie to them. I'll tell them they're blueberries. I just hope that they don't ask me to test the blueberries. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very, very much.
Some pictures taken.
Oh, yeah, the official photograph. Careful. Oh, again, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a great delight and a great honor. Thank you very much.
Please have a seat. Thanks a lot, James Randi. We finish with music. Wie kann man den Abend besser beenden als mit Musik? Die Tauern Musi Tribute Band, bitte auf die Bühne. Martin Moder, Molekularbiologe, Europameister im Science Slam. Das ist, glaube ich, die Arbeitskleidung im Labor. Das jüngste Mitglied in jeder Hinsicht der Science Busters. Du hast Heinz noch kennengelernt.
Als ich mit ein paar Freunden einen Fahrradausflug auf seine Alpaka-Farm gemacht habe. Später hat er dann mal auf Facebook was gepostet über CRISPR-Cas9. Das ist eine Technologie, mit der man heutzutage sehr einfach Gene verändern kann. Und da haben wir ein bisschen begonnen, drüber zu schreiben und sind wir drauf gekommen, hey, ich finde CRISPR cool, er findet CRISPR cool und dann hat er mich gefragt, ob ich vielleicht Lust hätte, mal bei den Science Busters darüber zu reden und hier bin ich.
Für Heinz.
Wanna desire.